a recording to be made available to you, I can do so. And I'm just going to share my screen. Can I please have an indication if you see my screen?
Yes, it is visible on my side.
All right.
I don't know other colleagues here.
All right. Thank you so
much.
Yeah, me
too. It's visible.
Visible. Okay. Right. Thank you so much, colleagues. Welcome to DDD 2.0, which we are aiming to make a better, smarter, and data-driven dashboard for you. Please note, as I said, that the webinar is recorded and it will not be posted to public platforms, but it can be sent to you after the session, and your registration and attendance is indicating consent. Right, so just going to please ask you to pop into the chat section. What are some of your expectations from the session? And what are you looking forward to learning? Right, so the agenda for today is we will be introducing DDD 2.0, and then we're going to walk through the first time login process, and then we're going to just have a moment for pausing and reflecting and some more options on how you can log in. And then we're going to do the DDD 2.0 showcase, and I'm going to show you how the system works, and then we'll close out with a Q&A session. Right, some couple of ground rules for our meeting today is that please do mute your microphone to minimize disturbances. If you have lost your signal at any point, please do click the link and join again. And if you have any questions or comments, please do raise up your hand or unmute yourself if I cannot see you, because I don't think I'll be able to see you, and let me know and I will take your comment. And then the session is recorded and a copy will be sent to you. And there's also an attendance register that comes from this, which I will also send to Dr. Komola. And then the webinar is recorded, but it won't be posted though on public platforms, so you don't have to worry about that part. Right. And then, so basically in 2022, last year, we embarked on an exciting journey to upgrade the dashboard. And as we know, DDD was on a website basically, and then we sort of had, you know, the report section where you could go and download all the reports, right? And now we are changing to Power BI, which is a form of advanced Excel. So basically in the tech world, what's going on right now is that these big companies and all of that are changing from Excel and are going on to Power BI. And as a you know, a tech company as well, we need to keep up with those changes and change with the times. And that's why we are now using Power BI. Right, but everything else stays the same. So in terms of the data journey, DDD still is resting on the data that is on SA SAMS. So from SA SAMS, we then upload onto the value structure, and then once things are on the value structure, they get displayed on the DDD dashboard. There is someone, I think Ma'am Claudia, I'm just going to mute you. All right, thank you so much. Right, so in that regard, everything stays the same, but it's just the system and the underlying technology that is going to change. All right, so to do this, we're going to do the first time logging in process. And I just want to ask that you please let me know if if you have not yet received your DDD 2.0 credentials, please do message me or Muzi so that we can get you onto the new system. These are my cell phone numbers. So please do let me know if you have not yet received your credentials. But generally, if you had access to DDD 2.0 and you were active, you were automatically migrated onto DDD 2.0. Right, so if you have not yet logged in, this is what I'd like you to please do. Please go to your email inbox and search an email with the subject that says DDD 2.0 username and password. That email is going to be the one that has your DDD 2.0 username and your password. If you do not find it in your inbox, please check your spam or junk mail folder. Sometimes it lands in there. If you need any alternative assistance, please contact our help desk at help@dbe-board.co.za. That's help@dbe-board.co.za. And our helpline is 011-084-7983. That's 011-084-7983. And you can also contact either me or Muzi as well for some technical support. And then this is basically how the email looks like. If you have found it, you'll see it'll say, "Dear, your name and your surname," and it'll have your logging in details. Please note, colleagues, that your DDD 2.0 username looks a little bit like an email address. It does not look like how it looked like in DDD 1.0, where it's just your name dot your surname or your initials dot your surname. It is now your name dot your surname at dbe-board.co.za. If you only provided us with your initials, then it will be your initial dot your surname at dbe-board.co.za. And we have also sent you a password as well accompanying this email. This is a random password that you will have to change when you log in. It will be a password of your choice. Please note, as I said, that we did do a phased migration. So all the active users from DDD 1.0 were automatically migrated onto DDD 2.0. Right. And then the two browsers that are preferred by this new system called Power BI are either Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. So please ensure that when you are utilizing the DDD dashboard, you are using either Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. Even Mozilla Firefox is also fine, but the problematic browser is Opera Mini. So please, colleagues, I really motivate you to use Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and Mozilla Firefox, right? And the address bar that you'll type into your browser is www.dbe-board.co.za. Please do not use your bookmarked logging in logging in page, because that will take you straight to DDD 1.0. So please either Google DDD dashboard and then select the result that says www.home.dbe-board.co.za. It's usually the second result. Please do not select the one that says logging in at any point. And then when you log in for the first time, when you get onto the page, this is what you will see. We have also sort of refreshed our website look and feel as well. You will see on your top right corner, there will be a logging in button. And when you click on it, it will say 1.0 login and 2.0 login. And then you will please click 2.0 login. Right. And then the DDD 2.0 logging in process. The first login process is quite lengthy, but it is a once-off process. Then after that, you will not need to follow this process every time you log in, and your details will be saved on that particular device that you have used, right? So the first thing that you will do is that you will enter your new DDD 2.0 username on the space provided in the signing in page, and then you will click next. Right, colleagues, some of you, when you go onto this page, it will first show you like the different emails that you have on your computer. Maybe it will say at MPU or your Gmail. Please click on add another account, and then it will take you to this page, and then you'll put in your DDD 2.0 username, which is your name dot your surname at DBE dashboard, and then click next. And then you'll enter in that password that we sent to you over here, and then click sign in. And then it will ask you to update your password, right? And then the current password is the password that we sent to you. So you will click, paste it into there. And then your new password is the password that you will choose for yourself. Please note, colleagues, that your new password cannot contain your name or your surname. And it must be at least 8 characters long. And it also needs to contain a lowercase letter, an uppercase letter, a number, or a symbol, right? Then after you've done that, it will say more information required. The reason for this is because we want to make sure that your data is protected, and we want to make sure that this is a secure login for this particular device. Then over here, you will click on next. And then you will see it will ask you that we want to make sure that we keep your account secure. And this makes sure that you can reset your password for yourself. And then what phone number would you like to use? You'll see that automatically you will have United States of America populated here. Please click down the drop-down menu, and then you can type in S so that you go to the countries that start with S, and then you can look for South Africa, and then you will enter in your cell phone number. You can add the 0, you can not include the 0. It really is up to you, but please do not add the 27 to your number again, because that will be invalid. Once you've entered your cell phone number, please click next. Then you will see you will have received an SMS with a verification code on your phone. Please take that verification code and paste it into this section over here and click next again. And then it will tell you that your phone was successfully registered, and then you'll click next. And then you will say done, right, colleagues? Please note that sometimes the part where you have to put in your cell phone number, it does take a long time for that page to load, but please do wait for it to load completely. It's absolutely normal. Just wait for it to load, and you can even have the tab open, in the background while it finishes loading, but it does have a tendency of taking a long time to load. Right, and then the last page will say stay signed in to make sure that you do not have to enter in your password anymore. And then you'll just click next, and then you will have signed in successfully. I'm just going to pause there to ask colleagues. Okay, I'm just going to ask colleagues if, who here has been able to log in and who here has some problems with logging in. Please do unmute yourself and let me know what problems you are experiencing. Mr. Kenneth, your camera seems to be on. Mr. Kenneth? Okay. But colleagues, please do let us know if you have any trouble logging in, and we will attend to your queries. All right. If you are unable to log in, please do make use of our help desk, which is help@dbe-dashboard.co.za, or you can also reach out to either Muzi or myself for some logging in support, or you can call our helpline at 081 084 7983. Right, and then if you need to reset your password, let's say you have logged in already, but you have forgotten your password, this is how you will do it. And then you will go back into your preferred internet browser. You will click on DDD 2.0 login, and then you will select the account of DDD 2.0. So you will select the one that says your name, your surname at dbe-dashboard.co.za. And then you will click on forgot my password once you reach the next page. And then remember, colleagues, we asked you for your cell phone number. So this is where now your cell phone number comes to good use. And then you will see it will say, you know, we're trying to get you back into your account. Who are you? So you have to verify your identity. You'll see there is a captcha little graphic, and then you will please type in the letters or the numbers that are in the graphic, and then you'll click next. And then you will say, text my phone number, right? And then you'll enter your phone number as you gave us, and then you'll say text. And then you'll enter in the verification code over here, and then click next. And then you'll create your new password. Remember, colleagues, there are guidelines that it cannot be your name or your surname, and it has to be 8 characters long, and it has to have a special character or a number in it. Right, and once you have successfully set your new password, it will ask you to get back into your account, and then you will click on click here, and then you will just pick your account and either enter your password, or it will take you straight to DDD 2.0. Right, so that is basically the logging in process for DDD 2.0. Please, colleagues, if you had any trouble with logging in, please do let us know, and we will assist you. I've populated my cell phone number into the chat, and I will be available to help you, as well as Muzi as well. Dr. Komola was saying, can you paste the attendance register onto the chat? Yes, I will do so. Usually the attendance register automatically gets dropped into the chat, but if it doesn't, I will pop it into the chat. All right, so yeah, so now we're going to be walking through the dashboard and seeing how it works, right? So when you first enter the website, this is what you'll see. You'll click on login, and then you'll see the 2.0 login will be there. And this is what you will see, right? This is what Dr. Komola would see the entire district of Bohlabela. And then as a circuit manager, you would see your own circuit. All right, so I want to walk through some of the key functionalities on how you can navigate DDD 2.0. So you can see up here, you have the black street, right? Remember in DDD 1.0, you also had the black streets, but now it is a black street that has the entity navigation bars, right? So in here, you can go for, you can navigate each of the schools. The schools will pop up here, and you can select for a particular school that you want to support, and things like that. And then over here, you have the clear filter. So if you clear this, if you click on that, you will see your default view. So I see the entire province. So that's why when I click here, I will see Mpumalanga. So if I want to go back to my district, I can do so over here, right? And then right underneath it is another set of filters. These will allow you to filter for a particular year and term, for a particular phase, for a particular grade, and for a particular subject. And if you want to clear these filters, you can click over here. Right, so I want to first walk through the overview page and what you can find here. So over here is the first one is the school count. I would like to just state something about the school count here. Is that you might see that there's a difference between the school count on DDD 1.0 versus on DDD 2.0. And the reason for that is because DDD 2.0 is stricter with the baselines that it uses. So we want to make sure that the data quality is optimized here. And that is why there's a certain requirement that the system takes to recognize an entity as a school. And those requirements are that the school has to offer between grades of R to 12, and that the school has to have learners and educators, and the learners need to have grades, subjects, and assessments assigned to them. So if a school does not meet those requirements, it will not be included here. And that's why you'll see the disparity of numbers. And right underneath it, you will see that there are little dotted lines, and these dotted lines are trend lines. So you will see when you hover on a particular dot, it will tell you that the current term, the school count is 392, and so forth and so forth. Prior term is the previous terms, and it will do that. This will help you seeing if there's more schools or less schools that are getting opened and closed in your entity. And then you'll see schools outstanding data. This will show you how many of your schools have not submitted their term 4 data. Right, if I'm looking, you see here, I'm looking at term 4. If I'm looking at term 3, for instance, this would show me how many schools have not submitted their end of term data. And then I will also see learners rote count. And then I'll see learners enrolled count. This is blank due to some technical issues. And then you'll also see educator count for your entity. Then when you scroll down, you will start to see operational monitoring. This will just unpack a high level of how your entity is operating. So you'll see your learner attendance, you'll see educator attendance, you'll see task marks captured, you'll see progressed learners, and then you'll see overaged learners. Again, the trend line is a good indicator to see if your progressed learners and overage learners are leaving the system, or if there's some more learners that are still in the system. And then the learner pass rate will show you how many learners are promoted in each term. If you're looking at term 4, please note that this one will include progressed learners as well. But for the other terms, it is just based on the promotion statistics that is on SA SAMS. Right, that is basically the overview page. Remember, colleagues, we're trying to make sure that the information that you got from Excel reports is now readily accessible to you without doing any analysis. So please, if you do have any comments, please do pop them into the chat, and I will note them as feedback. Right, before we go to the detail page, I'd like us to go to the achievement page. And the achievement page is basically a curriculum page. It'll tell you, how are your learners performing at each grade and for each subject. So the first section that we see is the grade achievement. The grade achievement will basically show you per grade, how are your learners doing? Are your learners passing or are they not passing for each grade? And you can also see that it compares learner performance over a 5-term, a 6-term period. So you can see, for instance, over here, for grade 11, you had 73% of the learners passing, and then you had 28% of the learners passing. Please note, colleagues, that sometimes the figures do not add up to 100%, and that's because the system is rounding up instead of, taking the numbers with the decimals. So we are aware of that, and we are currently fixing that. Right, so when you scroll down in the achievement page, you can also see subject achievement. Subject achievement is basically going to show you bar graphs of each subject, and it'll show you how that particular subject is doing in terms of its report mark pass rate, its common test pass rate, and its exam pass rate. So you can see the 3 bar graphs over here, and it is showing you for all of the subjects. And this assists you in being able to quickly pinpoint subjects that need some assistance. Please note, colleagues, that when you are looking at the achievement page, please do select a particular grade, because if you are looking at you see, like me, I'm not filtering for a particular grade or a phase. This is basically showing me how accounting is doing for all of the grades. And it is aggregating that data, and it is not giving you a clear picture of how that subject is doing per grade. And I understand that what you want to see is per grade performance and not exactly aggregated performance. So please note that you need to filter for a particular grade when you're on this page. And then the largest subject enrollment versus performance is that it's going to show you the amount of learners that are failing a particular subject and the percentage that is of that particular subject. So it will have it will sort the subject in the subject that has the most amount of learners failing in terms of raw number to the subject that has the least amount of learners failing in terms of raw number over here. So you can see for this one, mathematics has 24,000 learners failing, and that is 14% of the learners in the subject, and so forth as you scroll down. Right, and then you're going to see the achievement trends over here. Again, this is very useful when you are filtering for a particular subject, because that would be able to show you the achievement trends for that particular subject, because this is going to show you over a 6-term period, how has the performance for your subject looked, and it will compare the report mark and the common test pass rate against each other. You can also see subject variance over here as well, where it will already give you the pass rate variance over here. You can see for technical science, the report mark is 49% and the common test mark is 93%. And you can see the variance is 44%, which you know that which kind of indicates that the quality of the common test is not the same as the quality of the report assessments over there. Right, so that is basically a walk through the achievement page. I'm just going to pause for a moment to ask colleagues if they have any feedback on this. Okay. Then I'm going to move on to the term to date page. The term to date page is basically going to allow you to monitor your weekly submissions. You can see that the filters over here change. It will now say week ending, and this will give you all the Fridays of the term basically. And then you will see in this table, it will say week ending. And that is all the Fridays that submissions had to be taken place and processed. And then you'll see the school count. Please note, colleagues, that the number here is the peak of submissions. So basically what happens is that compared to DDD 1.0, where you would see the total amount of schools that have submitted over the total amount of schools in your entity, on DDD 2.0, that is not really what you're seeing here. This number is the total amount of schools that have submitted in that particular week. And this number will show you the highest amount of schools that have attempted to submit in the term. So it is a bit of a confusion, and we are working on having it be able to say that this is the amount of schools that have submitted in that week over the total amount of schools in your entity. And then you'll see learner count is increasing as time goes by, and that is because more schools are submitting their data as the term progresses. That's why the learner count is increasing. And in moments where, it will start off lower and then it'll go higher and it will drop down again, that is because there is less schools that submitted in that particular week. And then you'll see the same for educator count, and then you'll see the learner attendance and educator attendance for that week, and if there's any task marks that were captured over there. And then when you scroll down, you can start to see metrics that are very key. Over here, you'll see learners absent in 4 or more days. This will show you how many learners have been absent for these amounts of days, and it will also do the same for educator absenteeism over here. This will then show you, this little steering wheel will show you the amount of schools that are meeting the learner attendance goal. So that is the amount of schools that have learners coming to school 95% of the time. You can see that for Bohlabela, out of my 100 schools, I have 97 of them that are having learners coming to school 95% of the time. And you can see the same for educator attendance. And then you have your attendance section over here, and it's comparing your learner attendance and educator attendance per grade. And then you can see that there is a trend line. The trend line is consistently 95%. Not the trend line, I mean the target line is 95%. You can see now it's called the goal line, but it's just the same thing. And then when you scroll down, you will see the section that will say, for you, it will say schools, and it will list all your schools over here. And if you, for instance, you can see that a particular school has learners that are absent for 4 or more days, you would then click on that school, and then you would click on absent learners info. And then you would be able to see who are these learners that have not been coming to school for 4 consecutive days, right? I do not have access to private information, so I cannot see the data behind this. But if you go onto this section and you have all your schools here, let me show you an example. Okay, Agincourt has all the learners coming. Okay, all the learners are coming to school. Okay. Right, so you can see that in Cottondale, there is 1 learner that has been absent for 4 or more days, right? So I would go down to this section, And I would go and look for, where is this learner? This learner is in this school, Babinatau, sorry, senior secondary school. So I would click on that secondary school, and then this button would be activated if I have PI access, and I would click on it and I would see who that particular learner is. Right. And then when you scroll down, you can also see task marks captured. If you do not see any graphics here, that is because for that week, there were no task marks captured. And so there's nothing really to report on. So if there's no task marks yet captured. So that's why I will not see anything over here. And then I just want to, again, pause for a moment and ask if there's any feedback, and if how you're feeling about Triple D 2.0. Do you feel like it's easier to navigate? Do you think it's a thumbs up, or do you think it's a little bit of a thumbs down? What are things that we could improve on? I'd really like to hear from you. Because colleagues, remember, Triple D 2.0 is still in its build phase. So meaning that we are relying on your feedback to guide us on how to make sure that it is a product that still speaks to the things that you require in order to do your work effectively. So any feedback, colleagues? Yes, sir.
Yes. Personally, I think the 2.0 looks more user-friendly than the previous one.
Yes.
It looks more advanced and more friendly as compared to the previous one. And but on a different note, I want to check. This meeting specifically was for circuit managers. Are you planning something for the DMT members and the subject advisors? What do you have in place? It just went out of my mind because we could have, especially the DMT, district management team members, we could have also invited them into this meeting, because I think this is very key.
Yes, yes. There's definitely sessions for DMT and for curriculum that we will be planning. So yeah, just keep a lookout for the invites of that. We definitely will be planning those sessions. And thank you so much for that feedback, Doc. Yeah, the sort of goal that we were going for Triple D 2.0 is to make sure that it is a lot more user friendly, and that the data speaks to you just by giving it a glance, instead of needing to go and doing some analysis on Excel and things like that. So yes, thank you so much for that feedback. And yes, we will be planning some more sessions on Triple D 2.0 for DMT, as well for curriculum as well. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the reports. And again, colleagues, remember the reports were Excel based, and now we want to take that information that was in those Excel reports, and we want to make it, just there, analyzed for you, ready for you to take action on them. We do recognize that, a lot of the work in terms of reporting does rely on Excel spreadsheets, and we have taken that feedback, and we have decided that, okay, cool, we're going to extend the date of decommission. So we're no longer going to be decommissioning at the end of this month, just to give some more time for us to figure out how to make that data available to you without, without compromising the sort of goal that we're trying to go for in DDD 2.0. So the three reports that you can see on DDD 2.0 is the Learner Chart Report, the School Achievement Report, and the Educator Information Report. So the information that's in the Learner Chart Report, and colleagues, this is where I'd really like you to have a close look, because this is the part of the dashboard that is in build. We want to make sure that we are giving you information that is relevant to you and information that is useful to you as well. Right, so in the Learner Chart report, you can see the first thing that you see is the gender statistics. You can see that for Cottondale, there are 48% of the learners are female and 52% are male. And you can also see when you hover on that particular bar graph, you can see the raw breakdown of the number of learners. And then you can also see term promotion. Let me add a grade to this. Let's say I'm looking at grade 11. And this grade 11 class is from last year, term 4, so it is our current matrix. So I can see when I hover on the term promotion, it is basically telling me that 79% of the learners were promoted, 1% were progressed, and 20% were not promoted, right? And then you can see your overaged learners. This is giving me the amount of learners that are overaged in my grade for based on term 4. And if I load my tooltip, I don't know why it's not coming up now, but when you hover your mouse on this, it will show you, are these learners 1 year behind? Are they older with 2 years, and so forth and so forth? And then over here, it's learners failing 2 or more subjects. You can see when you hover on this, it will show you how many learners have failed no subjects, how many learners have failed 1 subject, and how many learners have failed 2 or more subjects over there. And then when you scroll down, you will see all the schools in your circuit. You'll see the learner count. You can see the gender statistics. You can see term promotion, overage learners, and failing 2 or more subjects, right? If you, for instance, want to look at the learner information at a particular school, that is where you would go and click on that school, and then you will see the learner information will sort of activate, and then that's where you would click that. I just want to show you how it looks like on the demo data set. I'm just going to change to the demo data set, which is a dummy database, because I just want to show you how it looks like, since I do not have access to learner names on the real data. So if I were on the learner chart report as I was, and I go over here, so this is my cluster, I would click on my school, and do you see the learner information button activates? I would click on learner information, and then I would see all the learners in that particular school or for that grade that I filtered in. And let's say I want to profile and support this learner. This learner has a report mark of 18%. Maybe I want to see where is the problem with this learner. So I would click on this learner, then click on learner detail, and it will give me a profile of the learner. Over here, you can see learner summary, which is the demographics. You can see attendance for that learner. You can see report marks, and you can also see common test mark over there. Then when you scroll down, it'll also give you attendance. This is giving you all the days that that learner was absent for that particular term. And then when you scroll down, you will see subject summary. You will see it for common test marks and you'll see it for report marks as well. So you can see there's little dots above each bar graph. This is the class average, and that allows you to see, is this learner, performing on par with their class or not? And you can also see the report, the subject achievement for that learner for report mark and common test mark as well. And then the achievement section will basically give you a report mark, report card almost, that is going to be comparing the learners' subjects for you over the entire in the entire year. So basically, if it's at the end of the year, you'd see all 4 terms, but if you add term 2, you'd see, the 2 terms, and it's still comparing report mark and assessment mark over there. And when you scroll down, you will also see the promotion statistic for each term for the learner. And then you will also see a task mark, a task achievement section, which will be able to allow you to drill down and see which are the tasks is this learner struggling with. You can see for the oral in English, this learner did well, they got 65%, but for transactional writing, task 2, they did not do well, and for response to text, task 3, they did not do well. So you would be able to then pinpoint these tasks and, recommend interventions and support to educators, maybe if a lot of the other learners are also having troubles with those particular tasks as well. Right, and then when you want to exit this page, you will click on the arrow. It'll take you back to the schedule, and then you'll click the arrow again, and it'll take you to the learner chart report. And as you scroll down, you will also see learners not promoted this term. It'll show you learners not achieving in home language subjects. So you will be able to pinpoint over here who are the learners that are getting held back by the fact that they are not achieving home language. You'll also see learners that are not achieving first additional languages. You'll also see learners not achieving in numeracy subjects, that is mathematics and mathematical literacy. And then again, learners not achieving in 2 more subjects. Doctor, I see your hand is up.
I was trying to lower it. It seems since last time I raised it, it was still up, so I'm just lowering it. Thanks.
Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. All right. And then to go on to the subject insights, subject achievement insights section. This is basically the idea of this was to sort of look at your subjects and see where you can provide support, right? That was the idea behind the insights. Remember, at DDD 2.0, we want to provide you with actionable insights that are aligned to policy. That's why you even see metrics like learners not achieving home language subjects, because we want to be able to assist you with driving performance based on what policy is saying. And this subject achievement insights is it's showing you how can you improve now things like quality, because we don't only want quantity, we also want quality of passes. So you can see things like distinctions by subjects, and you can scroll down and see all of them over here. That is then going to show you, for instance, for economic management science, you can see there's no distinctions. You can then go and maybe provide support over there. And then you can see near distinctions. These are learners that need just 5% in order to get a distinction. And then when you scroll down, you can see again, economics still has 0 near distinctions. And then you can see near failures by subject. These are learners that, if they get less than 5%, they are going to be failing that particular subject. You can see there for home language, there's 14, for English file, there's 18, and so forth and so forth. Remember, colleagues, as I said, this section, especially the learner chart report, the way we are presenting the data to you is we want to present it in a way that is aligned to policy. It's aligned to your key priorities and making sure that those areas that need support are easily flagged, that you can, craft interventions easily based on that. So that was the idea behind it. And, if we definitely require more feedback in order to make it a more fleshy report. So please do provide us with feedback. My number is again in the chat. Please do come into contact with me once you've played around with the dashboard and have any more things that you'd like us to add on there, and I'll capture your feedback. And then when I exit, I can go back to the reports again. And if I want to look at my educators, I can go on here by educator information. And this is basically going to assist you with educator post-provisioning. You can see the age categories of all your educators. You can be able from here to see where are a bulk of your educators lying, which is here. 36 to 45 years old. And then you can see here the schools. So you can see who are the schools that have maybe educators that are at retirement age. You would be able to see it there. And then you can also see educator qualifications. You can see REQV levels over here. And you can also see the amount of subjects your educators are teaching each over here. And then when you scroll down, you can see educator insights as well. You can see educators at retirement age right now. This would tell you how many educators are at 65 and above. And then you can see the top 5 risk subjects. So this would show you, which are the subjects that have educators that are at retirement age at the moment. Then you can also see the same for educators at retirement age in 5 years. And this will also show you who are, which of the subjects have these educators and how many of them are there. Right, so now I'm going to walk through school achievement. Remember, colleagues, we had the school achievement report that gave you subject performance with the levels as well. So the school achievement report basically now looks like so. You can see learners wrote versus learners enrolled, learners passed as well, you can see. And then you can also see average percentage. Here, colleagues, I would recommend that you filter for a particular subject so that you can make the data talk to a particular subject. And you can then see things like levels passing for that particular subject. You can see that for, if maybe I was selecting a particular subject, let's say creative arts, I will see that, okay, most of my learners are lying in level 5, so I know that this subject is performing quite well. And you can also see the breakdown over 3 terms over here. And then you can also see your, Doc, I think your mic is unmuted.
Oh, sorry about that.
Thank you. You can also see your schools over here, and it will show you all your levels. for your subjects in all of your schools. And then that is basically all that you'll see in the school achievement reports. And then when you go down to the detail reports, which is the last sort of page that I'm going to unpack in Triple D 2.0, is you can see learner attendance, educator attendance, task marks captured, promotion, and NSC. This will depend on which NSC database that we have. So far, we only have 2020. So please note that that is 2020 data. And then you'll see attendance as we have seen in the other pages. And then again, you will see this section that will allow you to see all of your schools and things like learner count, attendance, task marks captured, report mark, common tests. So you can, for instance, if you see a school that is not achieving above 70%, you can click on that school and you can see the learner information and you can see the educator information. So, because we've already seen the learner information, I'm just going to explore the educator information. So when you click on educator information, you will see almost like a schedule again, but of educators. It'll give you their name, their first name, the primary subject that they're teaching, the gender, the age, and their attendance, right? So if I click on a particular educator and then I go to educator detail, I'll see a profile of that educator. You can see here, you'll see their attendance, and then it'll show you all the days that they were absent over here. So you can then use this section to compare what is on e-leave versus, what is captured on SA SAMS. And then when you scroll down, you can see qualifications. You'll see the highest qualification of the educator versus the primary subject that they're teaching. And then over here, you'll see all the subjects that the educator is teaching, the grade that the subject is offered at, the learners enrolled, and you can also start to see the report pass rate and the common test pass rate of each of those classes. So that is basically how you do your educator profiling. Right, so when you click on those two back arrows, you can go back to your detail page, and then again, you'll see your task mark captured, and this is now showing you things, like have they captured all the task marks per grade and by subject. And then the last section is the promotion section. This is showing you for each grade how many learners are promoted, how many learners are progressed, and how many learners are not promoted. And you can see when you hover, you will see the percentages of the promoted, progressed, and not promoted learners for each of the subjects, for each of the grades, I mean. And then you'll also see grade versus overage. This is going to show you how many learners in each grade are overaged. And then you'll also see the NSC pass rate if you have that pass rate really available to you. And then the last section is the promotion by year. So this is going to allow you to see, is your entity, your circuit, is the promotion for your circuit increasing or decreasing per year? And this is also going to show you the enrollment per year as well. Are you having more learners coming into your circuit, or are you having learners leaving the circuit? Right, that is basically Triple D 2.0. So the reason why today was virtual was to make sure that all the initial information is just out of the way, so that when we do physical trainings, we know that everyone has, been able to successfully log in and has had a first look at the system, and then we can start to really flesh out what the dashboard can do and how you can apply it into your work. Another thing that I'd like to show you is the Learning Hub. So the Triple D Learning Hub is basically an e-learning site that we have at Triple D. And one thing that's great about it is that we are working to have the courses on there accredited by SACE so that educators can have some points assigned to them when they complete a particular course. So I'm just going to log in. When you log in to the Learning Hub, you will basically use your Triple D 2.0 credentials. And this is basically how it looks like. You can see there's events. You can see there's events over there, and then you can see that there's courses here, and these courses are the ones that you can complete and educators can complete, and these will basically give you more information on how to access and navigate Triple D 2.0, how to use Valistractor, how to, access user management and things like that. There's some more that will be added on as time progresses, but for now, that is basically Triple D 2.0. I'm going to switch back to this. So we've basically now navigated Triple D 2.0 and closed that off. And now I'm just going to take a moment to close out for a Q&A. So please, colleagues, as I said, Triple D 2.0 is a new system and it works very differently to 1.0. And so the fundamental sort of goal that we're going for is to make sure that the data that was in the Excel spreadsheets is quickly available to you and it is actionable. But we do understand that there are some limitations of that, and that's why we have extended the decommission. So Triple D 1.0 will still be available after after the end of the month, and that is based on basically your feedback. I'm just going to take a moment. If you have any questions, please do raise up your hand and let us know how you're feeling about the new system. Colleagues, anyone with some feedback? Okay. All right. Well, I always say silence is compliance. So I will take it that so far we are all happy. Okay, Ma'am Gobeni.
Yes, we thank you very much for this opportunity and good morning, colleagues. I just want to thank you for the presentation, but I'm just having one question. You are indicating that we Triple D 1.0 will be discarded at the end of this month. Does it mean that completely, even if we need information, we won't be able to log on and get something from Triple D 1.0? Will it be discarded completely so that we don't even go to the archives?
Thank you, ma'am, for that question. So yeah, our initial timeline was that we're going to switch off Triple D 1.0 at the end of the month, but now we have extended that sort of period. So you will still be able to access Triple D 1.0. And then when we have figured out how to make the reports available to you in a way that is relevant and is valuable to you, then we will be switching off DDD 1.0 forever. And yeah, you will not be able to access it. But that shouldn't matter, because we will have figured out how to integrate, spreadsheets and things like that onto DDD 2.0. So I hope that sort of answers your question. But for now, DDD 1.0 and DDD 2.0 will continue running in parallel. I'm not sure for how much time. It will depend on our tech team and how quickly they can figure out how to make those spreadsheets available to you on DDD 2.0. But for now, they will be running in parallel.
Thanks. I'm answered.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Is there anyone else with some comments or some questions or anything like that? Yes, Muzi.
Morning to everyone. Thanks, Wei, for the presentation. Very informative. What I would like to appeal to our circuit managers is to make sure that we drive our schools to submit in time for SASM databases. That's my plea to most of our circuit managers. Let's drive our LAs to work hard on submission and to submit quality data so that we can able to see on DDD the exact thing that is happening in our schools. Because the moment they submit incomplete information, on DDD you will also see that incomplete information. Then it will be not SASMs, it will be not DDD, but it will be from the schools that didn't complete everything that was needed by SASMs during that particular time. We upload quarterly. We advise that schools must upload quarterly and submit databases to the LAS at the circuit. Then that one will go to our warehouse, provincial warehouse. So let's encourage our principals to be hands-on on our SASMs. They must know what's happening in that particular system, because most of the time you will find principals signing things that they are not aware of coming from SASMs. Then the next day you will have a challenge on how does this thing happen? So my plea is to circuit managers to be hands-on on encouraging our school principals as well as the admin clerk to do justice on SASMs. I thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Muzi. Data quality is everything, because DDD is a window to what SASMs has. And if the data in SASMs is incorrect, the insights as well that DDD will be providing will also be incorrect. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for stressing data quality, Muzi. There's also someone who has their hand up. I think it's Mr. Oscar. Sir, Mr. Oscar, you can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, colleagues. Thank you for the presentation. Very informative indeed. I had a connectivity challenge at some point, and I missed some of the things you were presenting. Is it possible that you can privilege us with the presentation?
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. I will make the presentation and webinar recording available to you after the session. And I think without any further comments, I'd like to just say thank you so much, colleagues, for taking some time out of your very busy schedules for this meeting. And I really hope that you go on to DDD 2.0 and you play around with it and you see what it is capable of, and some of the things that we need to improve on. And please do let me know. This is a very important time, I think, in the education space, because we're having a cutting edge technology that is being brought to us. And I think that, we need to, always take part in making sure that that technology is speaking to our needs at all times. So thank you so much, colleagues. I'm going to hand over to Dr. Komola again to close us off. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. And let me take this opportunity once again to thank the team. Mfowethu Muzi, thank you very much for bringing us together. And I want to thank you, my sister Vui, for this wonderful presentation. We are really going to take this opportunity to run with the agenda and make sure that we have got quality data that is provided to anybody who would like to use the DDD. Just to make raise some two issues here outside the presentation, that we had two colleagues who could not come in because of connectivity, and there was one who was bereaved, Ntate Maboyi, who is at home at Matividi. So I should have raised this matter at the beginning. Almost Mr. Maganze could not come in based on connectivity. He sent me also the screen. So it was not something that they just decided not to attend. And based on this, I want again to further invite my colleagues that don't forget the afternoon parliamentary outreach or visit that is going to take place at Maviljan Sayed or Marichane. We are still invited. We want to thank you very much, and this brings us to the end of our presentation for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, colleagues. Bye-bye.
Sure.